The old covenant could not with weaknesses. God gave 10 commandments and 613 precepts. So no one could fulfill them. So God said, this is a job for Superman. He was born of a virgin and he was called Jesus of Nazareth. But as a man, because not as God, as a man, he came and fulfilled the law totally. And after he fulfilled it, what do you want? I want death, because he that lives by the law deserves to die. Well, I am their substitute, and he died for us. And he left an antidote to weakness. After he died, he left a medicine so that the weak can be strong. Now, listen to me. Listen to what I'm going to say. For 2,000 years, religions have hidden that medicine I'm going to speak about. The apostles, influenced by the knowledge of Jesus of Nazareth, since he was a Jew, they said, well, that is the example. He wasn't the example. He was the substitute. He didn't come as an example because he was fulfilling the law. And if you imitate Jesus of Nazareth and put your eyes on him, you become a Jew. And you're going to wind up on the cross because he was able, but you won't be able to. That's why they saw Paul as an antichrist. He said, no, don't look at Jesus of Nazareth and use him as an example. And the apostle says this is an antichrist because he's against Jesus. But what they didn't know, it was the science that Paul was preaching was so you won't be led into Judaism by trying to fulfill the law. And all of the religions in the United States are based on Jesus of Nazareth. He wasn't a Christian, but then the science of grace was to come, explained by the Apostle Paul. The apostles did not understand that when Paul arrived with this science. Well, since they had not understood grace, they saw Christ as an antichrist. This must be an antichrist because the verbiage and doctrine of Paul was different. Paul was a legalist and he advantaged above all them apostles. But to Paul, God said, Paul, this is totally different from the law. Now, men are going to be able to be strong through the power of the gospel. As Paul said in Romans chapter 1:16, for I am not ashamed of the gospel because it is power unto salvation. Let's read this. I'm going to ask a question. For in the gospel, what is righteous to God, the righteousness of God is revealed from faith. In other words, it's revealed by faith, but you continue in the same attitude to faith. As it is written, the just shall live by faith. What does the next verse say? Let's go to verse 16. The prior verse, 1:16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation. One moment. For the salvation of your spirit, blood was shed. This isn't for the salvation of your spirit or to receive eternity. It's for salvation in the second aspect, so you can live in that salvation.